Welcome back to the fourth video in this series. In the last video we recorded a simple 4-bar, 5-bar phrase just on the piano, and now we're going to do some editing of it to tidy it up a little bit because it wasn't perfect. So I'm going to double click first of all on this window here in this box, and you'll see this window come up. First of all, let's listen to it. The most important thing about our sound is that we listen to it. So here we go. Okay, now a few things there. There's a couple of mistakes in there. I can pick out a few of them there. There's a note there that's extra, which wasn't in the chord, so I can remove that just by clicking on it. So first of all, we're going to do something called quantize, because it was a bit out of time. If you can look at this line here, this is the beginning of the second bar. I wanted to play at the beginning of it, but you see I've just got a little bit ahead, and that will happen. So what I'm going to do is, there's a few things you could do it all by hand, which would be very, very time consuming to move it all. Now do you see here it says shuffle, slip, grid and spot? We're going to keep it on grid mode just now, because what it allows us to do is to click it right in to the beginning of this time frame. So this note here, I'm going to move it along, and this note here, now this note is just about the right space, but it's not quite, but that's it right in time now. Let's listen to that again from the beginning and see what it sounds like. So it's bang on time just now. But what I'm going to do is choose all of it, Control A, right click, Event Operations, and quantize. And quantize really means pulling everything into line. When this window comes up, you're given a series of different properties you can use. A 16th note is a semi-quaver. The fastest note I really played was a quaver, so that would be an 8th note. So what I'm going to do is take the smallest value as the 8th note, and then I'm going to click Apply. And as I click Apply, I want you to watch over here to see these lines here, to see what happens to them. So if I just undo that again and apply that again, so watching here pulls everything down, lines everything up, and there we have, it's quantized it for me. So I'll close this window just now and I'll listen to what it sounds like now. So I made a mistake here. This note here is an extra note, so all I have to do is go in and delete it. This note here is a bit extra, so I'm going to take that out as well. So I've tidied up my MIDI. I've noticed that I've actually a little bit too long in some of these notes here, so with this edit tool here I can just squeeze it down to fit in, and then make sure that they're all the right length that I want. If we put it into slip mode, it doesn't click to the grid. You can actually make it any length you want. So say I wanted to make that a little bit, I wanted to spread that chord a little bit. Let's listen to see what that sounds like to make it sound a little bit more human. It's quite mechanical just now. And you can hear that chord just spread at the end, and that was in slip mode. So we've edited our window. We click on here, close the window, and our MIDI edit window is correct. So last thing is, you can see the last bar here is an extra bar. We don't need it in the timeline, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that out But first of all, I'm going to make sure that I'm in grid mode, and if I click just the beginning of that bar there, and that will be us completed.